On page 196, we are taking a look at the distributive property. So if you think of distributive, look at the base word distribute, which means to give out, I guess. So it gives us two opposite ways to transform expressions into equivalent expressions. So we're going to look at two opposite ways to change those expressions to make new equivalent ones that have the same value. So this is the first way. We can distribute a factor to the terms of a sum or a difference. So we can distribute a factor, move it to if you're adding or subtracting. So here you see 5 plus 2 times c. We can we can transform this expression into 5c plus 2c. C is distributed or moved to 5 and 2. So we can move that c next to each of those separate numbers, 5 and 2, from the term. And it's the same, we would get the same answer. We can pull out a factor. This is the second way. We can pull out a common factor from the terms of a sum or a difference. So here, it's kind of starting the opposite. Instead of breaking apart a combined term within parentheses into two separate terms, we can start with two separate terms and combine it again with parentheses and add that c here. So we're distributing the c by pulling it out of 5c and 2c and just putting 1c outside of parentheses, where you just combine them inside the parentheses. So let's practice down below. So we're going to use the completed rows to guide us and fill in the blanks. We're going to draw arrows to show how a factor is pulled out or distributed. So this was the first way. It shows you that c is being multiplied to a and b. So we're going to distribute it here and combine a with c and b with c separately. I was just reading my notes because it says that you could say that we are distributing over addition from the right. We're distributing over addition from the right to do this. This is the opposite way. So this was the second way, where you pull it out, pulling out a common factor to redistribute it. So here we have a c and bc. So we're going to pull out the c to just give it next to a and b in parentheses. Okay. Here's 2 plus 3 times x. So we're going to redistribute. We're going to distribute that 2 with an x and the 3 with an x, right? So it would be 2x plus 3x. And over here, you're just doing the opposite. You're starting with the x in both places, and you're going to pull it out. So we're going to add the 2 and the 3 like it was originally, put the x here. So this is distributing it, and this is pulling it out. So we're going to distribute the y. So we have yx plus 2x. Yx plus 2x. I like to make squiggly lines so it doesn't look like a multiplication symbol. So that's still the same, because it would be y times x plus 2 times x. So we're just making equivalent fraction or expressions. Here we're starting it that way. Now don't cheat and just look at that. Try to do it from your head. So y plus 2. So we're pulling out and leaving behind the x. We're pulling out the y and the 2 and leaving behind that 1x. here we have a minus b times c is the same as ac minus bc, or ac minus bc is the same as or equivalent to a minus b times c. Now for subtraction, you'd have to keep these in the same order or you could get a different amount. Let's take a look at number 6. So here we have x minus 3 times 7. So it's x times 7. X times 7 minus 3 times 7. Whoops. Sorry. X times 7 minus 3 times 7. X times 7 minus 3 times 7 is the same as x times, minus 3 times 7. Number 7. So try not to just copy them down because obviously you can do that, but you're not going to get the idea if you do that. You won't understand why you're doing what you're doing. Sorry. All right, number 7. We have a 7 minus 2 times x, so that can become 7x minus 2x. 7x, if we put an x in both places, distribute it out, 7x minus 2x. So here it is, 7x minus 2x. Now we can pull out those x's and go back to 7 minus 2 times x. And I'm knocking my camera around, sorry. Number 8, we have dE plus dF. So here we have a d at the beginning. We can distribute that d so that it's with an e and then with an f. So dE plus dF, or d times e plus d times f would be, well, that's already given. Let's do this side. We're going to end up with the same thing, d plus, or times e plus f. I got to move my camera, it's bugging me. All right, so let's work our way down. So I'll just fill in the answers. 9. This would be 5x plus 5 times 2. 5x plus 5 times 2. And then we have 5 times x plus 2. Number 10, 6 times 3 plus 6y. Oh, we're getting longer. 6 times 3 plus 6 times y. 6 times 3 plus 6 times y is going to be 6 times 3 plus y. And 11 is given here, and this is going to become that one. Don't even really need an answer key. This would be better if it was given on, 2 different sides of a page or something, so you're not tempted to just look and see what it would be.